And I hope that you feel the same way too. Yes, I pray that you do love me too. 'Cause all my life I pray for someone like you. And I thank God that I finally found you. In all my life I pray for someone like you. And I pray that you do love me too. Yeah. All my life I pray for someone like you. And I thank God that I finally found you. And all my life, baby, I pray for someone like you. Yes, I pray that you
take us home.
Love me too.
I'm just fitting. Yeah, I'm just fitting. I'm just fitting. This shit have been on my mind for quite some time. I gotta put the shit on the line. I'm just fitting. Yeah, I'm just fitting.
Man,
all of it.
My dog was in there. baby.
Hey, y'all keep picking these songs. I know a couple words.
Hey, that's what it's about, man. So we can get everybody involved.
For sure.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Dropping Dymes. I know it may look
it's a little different, ain't it?
Different, but
man.
Hey man,
you gonna still get some quality show, man.
Sometimes, man, you gotta do something different to see something different, right? But nah, that ain't what this is about.
Yeah, this ain't I am athlete. He ain't gone, man.
Our partner just down right now, man. And man, get better, my guy. Feel better, man.
Get healthy, brother. We need you.
Mardi Gras took him down a little bit. I seen Mardi Gras take some good people down, man.
The real Mardi Gras.
Listen, the real one down in Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, man, my man went home for Mardi Gras and
he barely made it back.
I was about to say, I'm glad he made it back. But
barely.
Hey, man, shouts out to my guy. Feel better, my dude. I think we got a good one.
I think we got a great good one, brother.
And I feel like it's something that we all can relate to. I feel like it's something that we sometimes could look at a little different, but I feel like that's what the conversation is for, right?
Yeah, I think it's crazy how, especially as a youth, but then as you growing up, you hope your view of this topic evolves, but some people it don't. And as a kid, that shit feels like the end of the world.
Absolutely.
But and I think that, I know me in talking about this topic, I flip my entire perspective on this one word. I look at it completely different now.
I think I flipped mine at least 2 or 3 different times.
Yeah.
In the way that I look at it.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, man, hey, if you've been fucking with us for a while, man, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend
about your friend, man, to
subscribe, share, comment, hit that like button, and hit that bell because, hey, man, we here. And we appreciate you guys. We kind of jumped the gun. I'm Byron.
I'm Wallace, baby.
And he is sipping on our liquid happiness. Brown happiness.
You can't tell?
Man, listen, it's still Black History Month. And man, we always
got your Black History fact.
Well, I do not have a Black History fact. It is still February, so I just want to let y'all know I'm loved. But man, I think, man, the dopest part of being Black, it being Black History Month, or just like for me, just being Black is we constantly making history.
Yeah.
We constantly making history. I think it is not just locked into these 28 days that they gave us or let us have.
Yeah.
I think we always doing something, man, whether it's like even on the smallest scale, the smallest level.
Yeah.
It's people making strides out here. Like last week we had our man Jeff on here.
Right.
And his company is making history. Yeah, the company is literally making history.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be the big things like the not getting up out your seat.
Change the world, but you can change your world.
You change your world.
Yeah.
Like you said, base hits.
Yeah.
Base hits, right? So with anything, man, in life, you ain't got to be swinging for the fences all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the base hits that get it started.
Base hits equal runs all day long.
Man, listen. And sometimes the base hit is to get started.
Exactly.
So, man, just get started. Start making some history. Little base hits at a time.
Hey, man, people always, of recent times, feel like they try to not give Black History Month, I guess, the value that it was supposedly intended for. But to me, I definitely want to celebrate us 365. Like, that's something I'm committed to. But I think Black History Month is so important, and I hate it's the shortest month of the year, but it's so important because it's an intentional opportunity for us to reflect on the greatest things that we've been able to accomplish through literal hell.
Yeah.
So to have a month to intentionally teach in the classrooms, in the schools, to focus, like, honestly, it's been phenomenal. And I know who spearheaded it in my company, they don't talk about Black history.
Yeah,
they don't.
I can
Yeah, but this year, it's been a conversation. It's been, they use social media for everything else in the world. This year, they've used it to express some support in some of the things that Black people in history have been able to do. So it's just a reflection on the things that we've been able to do and start conversations to continue us moving forward.
That's what's up. I myself, I know I celebrate Black people 365. 366, 7, man, listen, 24/8. Like, I'm all about my folks, man. And so for it to be Black History Month, like, not to say it's any other month for me, because it's still my big deal. It's still our big deal, but it don't stop on February 28th for
not
me,
at
man.
all.
Like, y'all know how I feel about my folks. I'm gonna support my people if I don't support nobody else. And I love that. I love my folks. I love how creative we are. I love how top notch we are. I love how dope we are. I love how, like, in my eye, the beginning and the end of everything. Yeah. We awesome as fuck, man. Like, so
simple as that.
Call it what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, you talk about supporting. Hey, man, today I got a shirt on by my man, Brandon Francois. He got a company called Bricks, and the whole premise is every day just lay a brick as best you can, man. Flip it, turn it, grow it, whatever you got to do. Just take a step forward every day and build your wall, build your goddamn great wall, build your skyscraper one step at a time, brick by brick.
Hey, sometimes laying your brick is laying your path.
For sure.
You ain't got to be building your wall. It could be laying your path. Not necessarily.
That's gonna be his next shirt
for yourself. And for them folks coming behind you. You feel me?
They got somewhere to look forward to.
He got me a shirt. If I'd have known that we was wearing our brick shirts today, I would have had my brick shirt on.
Next time.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
Before the month, like, what? Next show y'all see, I have it on. You hear me?
Respect.
But hey, man, but we got a good one, man. We got a good one. And I think we've all experienced this. And if you haven't, keep on living. Like my grandma used to say, keep on living.
It's gonna find you.
It's you. Like, we want to talk about failing and how we utilize those failures in life. Again, I think it's a dope one, man. Like, cause I think about my life, bro, and just how I've utilized failure or how I didn't properly.
Yeah.
Right. Did you want to jump in there, or did you want me to throw it in? Because I got it in my, you know what I'm saying? I got a little something.
I will say, I do want you to kick it off, but I will say, even the way you just posed it, utilizing failure, it puts the premise of there's something that we can gain from this thing that sounds tragic half the time, most of the time. So yeah, jump off. Like, bro, honestly, bro, what was failure like for you when you were young?
Failure for me was tough because, one, a lot of times I didn't utilize it properly, right? Yeah. Let me say this. We were always taught, if you fall off the horse, get back on it. Mm-hmm. You get knocked down 5 times, get up 6 times, right? All that shit. Sometimes failure is to show you that that's not for you. And I know
It's a way to go.
That goes against everything that they ain't taught us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything says, hey man, when you fail, you try again. You could be wasting your motherfucking time. Sometimes you wasting your kid time. Like, hey, everything ain't for everybody. We got 100 other sayings that fit around this, but we don't place them properly for this. Not saying that to not keep trying, because there's some stuff that you need to keep trying. Like, bruh, like we play sports, right? So we keep it in the sports premise all the other times. So, hey, here's a failure. You lost this football game. We got this film. Let's watch this film. Let's see how we can get better and go forward. Right? Even before that, right? We can watch the practice film.
Yeah.
Get better from it.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, on that route, you ain't giving me what I need. I need you to give me a little more shoulder out here. Get back in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go eat. All right, cool. You go back on in the next practice. They film it. You see it. You're like, damn, that worked out. Or no, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we get better. We continue to get better. Right? So those failures teach us and we grow from it. Right? Here's what I had to realize. My growth may not be here.
Yeah. You got to learn that lesson at some point.
Yeah. When I remember, man, I had a coach and he said to me, he said, Byron, you're not a basketball player. And I
was about to say you are though.
I was okay.
Yeah.
But in comparison to what I did in a whole bunch of other shit, I probably wasn't in comparison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said, man, this is what you ought to do for fun. And I was like, but I feel like I'm good.
Me. Yeah.
But when I look back at it as an adult, I probably could have gone in a different direction.
That may have been a little bit more fruitful.
A little bit more. Yeah. And it may have been a lot more. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But I needed that for myself, right? But even outside of that, like sometimes, man, like we be thinking, oh, this is for me, this is for me, this is for me. Because it was for somebody else. Yeah. And we saw somebody else do it. And we was like, I could do that. Right?
Yeah. I want the reward from what they got from doing it.
Because I see them being rewarded for it, right? So let's get away from sports because that ain't our everyday life no more, right? So, man, I see this kid, he's programming software. Man, I could do that. This paying like $150K? Yeah. Damn, that's what's up. And then you realize it's quiet as hell in here.
And every time I put a code in, I mess up. I get an error code.
I'm really fucking this up.
Yeah, I get an error code.
This may not be for me. So I can say, all right, I'm gonna just continue to get better and better and better. Hopefully. Or this isn't just for you. This isn't for you.
How do you make that decision? Because of course you're fighting. I don't want to quit. I want to see what I can get out of this. But at some point, when does it become you're kind of negating your growth? You're like not moving positively. You just continue to smash into a brick wall. When do you make that pivot?
I think it's trial and error first to see if this is even for you.
Yeah.
But I still feel like we have to stop and have that moment where we're trying to figure out what our purpose is. Because a lot of times we're on somebody else's track. Like sometimes it could be where our parents told us, hey, you should be this.
Yeah.
I don't even like talking to people.
A lawyer, doctor, architect. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I told you, when I was young, my mom it was like career day and I wanted to dress up like a football player. And my mom was like, not at this house. And I was like, well, it's going to be a basketball player. And she was like, try again. You can wear a suit, be a lawyer. Again. We can put you on some scrubs and you can be a doctor. And I was like, I don't want to be none of that shit.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how you move through life. Like, I'm not saying it don't happen, but what 6-year-old says, dress me up like an accountant? Because that's
not
what I want to be.
Now, none of them.
So at some point, they wanted to be a fireman, right? Or let's just say they wanted to be a fireman.
Right.
And them niggas like, I'm scared of heights, not going up on a motherfucking ladder.
I don't like being hot.
They sitting in class, they realize that they're really, really good with numbers.
Yeah.
So the failure may have gone through life. I'm going to be a firefighter. I'm going to save lives, shave all the hair off my face. Women love firefighters. I love you know what I'm saying? Like they have like
I
this.
want to be a hero.
I want to be a hero, right? And then they take the firefighter test, pass it with flying colors. Then they got to go up on the ladder and realize I just pissed down my whole leg.
And now I got to pivot.
I got to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to make a turn because this ain't it. I'm going to hurt myself and somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wasting time.
I feel that. To go back to where you started was like as a youth, I feel like we're all, it's crazy. Like we're born and we don't care about failure.
Right.
Because if you did as a kid, you'd never walk. Every time you tried to walk before you could, you fell. Exactly. And at some point, and it's actually pretty quick because by the time it's time to ride a bike, you scared to fall off the bike. But I just fell down for the first 18 months of my life, and now I can walk, and now I can run. But as soon as it's time to ride a bike, so it's put in us early, and then we spend the rest of our lives trying to fight against it. But then one thing I wanted to add to what you said is like, because nobody knows exactly what they want to do or what's for them. And I applaud parents who put kids in so many different things, because to me, it may not be you get in this thing and I'll keep it football. I put you in football. You like football, but it's not necessarily at the end of the road. It's not the thing that takes you to the Hall of Fame, the NFL, all that kind of stuff. But I found something that you liked enough to fail at. Because you're going to get out there and not be the best every play, every game. But you like it enough to learn. To try. Yeah. Every time that I fail, I'm going to get back up and try it again. Right. I get back up and try it again. And what you want to do, well, to me, what you want to do when you get older and transition into that firefighter, oh, shit, I've done all these things up to this point to show myself that I can fail and fall and get back up and try it again. All right, this is not my lane. Let me pivot and go this way. Mm-hmm. But I already know if I fail in this and I'm going towards it, I can get back up again. Right. And I can keep moving forward. I think that's the transition that we have to fight against, because like I said, you born, fuck failure. It don't matter. Exactly. Then you learn, failure don't feel good. And then you have to realize failure is really kind of leading you down the path you said we was laying with our bricks earlier. Right.
Exactly. I think that's the part that people don't take from failure, because failure it's a negative connotation. It has such a negative connotation to it. So it's like, oh my God, I just failed. Then you go into this. Some people go into depression because they fail. Yeah. Some people take their lives because they fail. Some people take other people's lives because they fail. Like, know that on the backside of it, there can be growth. There can be, like, it's a whole blossoming field on the backside.
I would say 90% of all failures is opportunity for growth.
Exactly. Like, bro, like when I went into sales, I remember this dude said, anytime you hear no, you should know that you're one no closer to a yes. Man. And I was like, who the fuck wants to deal with that shit?
That sounds a whole lot better than knowing that's it.
Exactly.
And I failed.
Exactly. So, like, but again, it's the premise and the connotation, it's the failures that'll scare you off from what could be your purpose. Yeah. Or from what could just be your thing. Like, this could literally be your niche, but because you allow like the one failure to scare you off. Now, I'm all about to get back up 6 times after you fail 5 times, which I don't understand that whole thing. Because if I'm standing up to fall, then I really don't have to get up 5 times.
You started on the ground.
Oh, that's rough. It's a tough life, brother. But I'm all about trying again, especially if it's something that you're into. Right. But if it's something that you like, let me try this out. It don't necessarily the failure. I don't want failure to scare people away, but I still want people to understand that everything isn't for everybody.
Yeah. I think failure will definitely teach you that, but it's that inner thing that tells you, and that's what I think it is. Like when I was talking about smashing the wall, I think it's something inside of you that tells me like, it's worth running back into this wall, or you know what, this not my wall to run through,
Right.
because you're gonna have to run through a wall at some point.
Yeah.
But inside of you, you know, is this worth me running through this wall?
Yeah.
I mean, do you get to like, bro, construction? I'm in construction now. Never had a thought about construction.
Right.
But everything I went through, high school, college, pros, those things where I thought was my path, now I had to pivot because I got cut, I got released, I got kicked out of my dream. But I'm smashing into this wall of construction because I see and I feel like this has value to me.
Right.
If I didn't feel that, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here.
I'm gonna slide on up out of here.
So I think you have to be in tune. You have to take inventory of your heart and the way you feel, what you're connected to, because you're gonna come up against adversity, and if you're willing to go through it, that's how you know, this is for me. Yeah. But if you're not willing to go through the adversity, and I say that kind of cautiously because I don't want nobody to be soft.
I see the tentative.
Yeah. I don't want nobody to be soft and just let every no be a definitive
the end
no.
of it. Yeah.
I want you to really connect with what you really feel like in life, because real quick story. And I was thinking about this when we brought it to the topic. It's like, imagine two people at the bottom of a mountain. Both of them start up the hill. One person about halfway up the hill falls down. And he's like, you know what? This is hard. I don't want to do this. The other person goes up a little further, rolls his ankle, gets back up, goes up the hill a little bit further, breaks his leg, goes up the hill a little bit further, then pulls a hamstring, goes up, gets sick, goes up. This other thing happens to him, but gets to the top of this hill. The same time has elapsed in both of their lives. This person's still sitting their ass on the ground. This person has a whole different view of the world. That's my mindset of deciding to move forward through failure. Because this shit hurt. My ankle still hurts. My hamstring still hurts. My leg is broke. But I continue to push so far, and I pushed myself and told myself that I can do more, that I can see the whole world and feel the whole world differently now.
Exactly. And so to what I was saying, for the people who fail and you realize it ain't for you,
get off the mountain.
when the first dude he was talking about, when they fail, you know what they did? They started a first aid. They started a first aid business.
Yeah,
because they realized going up the mountain necessarily ain't for them. But I see motherfuckers getting hurt coming through here every day. So let me sell some Band-Aids and some wraps and some ice and all this stuff to help out. Sometimes it just ain't your lane.
That's a huge point.
It just ain't your lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, for that brother who kept going,
yeah,
I respect it, because you should have, because that was your journey, right? Everybody's path ain't the same.
So what I'll say in a little pushback is, just because this one person went up this path up the hill, this other person still should have got up, even if he had to go a different path.
Yeah, and I was about to say that. Don't mean that your path went around the backside.
Yeah,
because he could have went right there and found some steps.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Just get your ass up and do something forward.
Now, let me add this, and then I'm gonna be done talking. I'm gonna let you get to it. Man. Sometimes the failure is to get you to your greater purpose, right?
Yeah.
So, like, think about the romantic relationships that you may have had or encountered before you met your wife. The failure was to...
I don't want to think about them shits.
That part. The failure was to get you to a place mentally where you're better at whatever it is that you're doing, so that when you go into what's for you, you have a different understanding of moving in that space.
Look, ideally, but I think my wife did enough. I failed enough with her to figure out,
and it's continued growth.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Still continued growth.
I learned from those previous that you're gonna fail, so
you're gonna fail.
Just keep showing up.
You're gonna fail. And that's man. I was thinking about this thing too, right? So, like, what I mean by you're gonna fail is, think about if you don't. Think about if you don't fail. Think about if you moving through life, you never fail. How do you even know what the fuck you want to do?
How you know it's real?
You're just doing everything.
Imagine that you ever done something the first time you did it, you got it, and you just felt like, oh, this shit is easy, I'm good.
Right. And then the next time you did it, it was like,
and then you get your
what
ass beat.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. What if you never fail? What if you never fail?
Bro.
Could you even imagine it?
No, I couldn't, because I failed before I got everything right. I mean, it might have been a one-off, but still, everything in life pretty much has been started off with a failure.
For most of us.
Yeah.
Now, there is some perfect people like Brandon who's not here today.
So he'll tell you he good at everything.
Listen, and don't give a fuck. But nah. But nigga, but realistically, like if you never failed at anything in life, how do you even know what's actually for you?
I can't answer that. I can't imagine a life like that. Even though as a kid you think that's ideal, that's what I want. But honestly, that's not what I want.
Like, think about teachers. Most people say teachers teach because they failed. Like, I teach because I couldn't do it to a certain extent, right? If they never failed, who's left to teach it?
I don't like that analogy. Our teachers, y'all succeeded in teaching me all
No. I'm saying like, and I'm saying teacher almost in a coaching sense, right? But think about like the lessons that we learn without having to go through them because somebody else went through it and possibly failed.
Yeah.
Like, how can a person give you from an experience of not doing well or something if they never not did well or something?
Yeah, like, it's funny how you like listen to motivational speakers, and it's always the people that have gone through the fucked up road that people really connect with, because honestly, we all connect with failure.
Exactly.
We all know what it feels like to have something crazy go on in life. You be like, God damn, what the fuck?
Exactly.
But you got to show up again tomorrow.
And that's the thing that's relatable. Having to go through it, fail, hurt, and still show up tomorrow.
Yeah. I think something we might have said in this discussion, but when you fail, it's the opportunity to learn, and it's depicted to me like in football. Like, we win a game, everybody's happy. We don't watch film as hard as we did when we lost. When you lose, you spend 15 minutes on one play, scrutinizing
breaking that shit
everything down. When you fail, you look harder at who you are, what you did, what the landscape, landscape is. And then when you get back up, you're more prepared and more aware of what those pitfalls were. When you win, you just get shit. We did that last week. Let's do it again.
Right.
But when you start to realizing how much growth you're gaining in your failure, in your awareness, in taking inventory of the things that didn't go right, that's how you become resilient through the hard times that are still going to come.
Right.
When everything's been peachy your whole life, when shit happens, when shit hit the fan, you don't know what to do.
Exactly.
You have no idea what to do because you've never been in this position.
Never been. So what if you only? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what I can't imagine. Like think about what if you went through your whole childhood just not failing, and then real life hit you at 22, 23.
So look, here's a touchy topic. That's what a lot of people are saying is happening to these kids who grew up in a society of everybody gets a trophy. No matter what you did is great. Good job.
Right.
But
so they never learned to lose.
Exactly. They never learned to get better from the position they were. Yeah. Exactly. I'm supposed to get everything that everybody else is supposed to get. But no, at 18, no.
This shit's like,
did you earn it? No. I'm not giving it to you. The world's not giving it to you. It's just a topic to have, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, but
what you got for us, man?
Man, failure has been my best friend, man. My best friend.
I need to hear this.
And it's like a friend that is like somebody that's been around your area your entire life and you never really got connected to. Honestly, bro, my best friend from high school. Like, we went to high school for 4 years. We didn't connect to my last year. That's how failure was. That shit was always around. He was the manager for the football team. He was in all the classes I was in. Never was connected. But as soon as we got connected, as soon as I got connected and befriended failure, is when I really saw myself start to ascend. When I really started to accept, and it was in high school, like, I got to bring the book up every episode. But it's this time where I was going against this guy named Addison Williams. I'm gonna say he's the second best corner because Eric Berry was in our graduating class. It ain't no hands down. Eric Berry is that guy.
Right.
But bro put his paws on me, took me to the sideline, sat me down by the water cooler, and just left me there. Pretty much said, bro, you look a little tired. Go ahead and get some water. But somebody could have took that as like, it's not meant for me at all.
Right.
Like, he embarrassed me in front of the whole team. My dumb ass said, I want you back right now, and got back on the line. I was that guy. Right. Get out the way, man. No, bro, let me get my shit. Get out the way, little dude. So I got so used to, like, I was a sucker for pain almost, because I realized when I was going against AD, I'm getting better every rep. Every rep. I get a release on him. Shit, I got a release on AD.
Right.
Shit, I got my route off on AD. I caught the ball on AD. And these little things that helped propel me was all, I was getting my ass whooped the whole time.
Right.
And then I got the A&T.
It ain't nobody up here like this, man.
Your failing season can be preparing you for your greatest season.
And
as long as you continue to show up and go through it.
I'm gonna tell you something else that you said, bro. Like, you find your little wins. Find your little wins. Like them base hits.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna always be home runs.
Yep.
Some of them gonna be the little wins.
And everybody ain't got to see it.
I got off the line, boy.
Man.
Who else got off the line today? I got off the line. And then now you start to put it together. I got off the line this time. I had a hell of a route this time. You just start to put it together. Them blocks.
Yeah.
Your boy bricks.
Yeah.
Putting
brick
it together.
By brick. Yep.
Putting it together. And then you can start all the way back over and walk that road without having to stop to mold this brick.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Hey, man, this episode
this is Dropping Dimes. This is Dropping Dimes, man.
We out
we
here
ain't
tonight.
playing with y'all ass.
We out here tonight. We do miss you, Brandon.
We do miss you, my boy.
We out here tonight,
but this
man.
was a good one. This was a good one, man. Because we all done fail. We all done fail. Listen, we all fall short.
Of the grace.
We all fall short. So just knowing that alone, like if the Bible tell you that we all fall short, it ain't even like we can take it biblically and be like, oh, we all fall short of the grace, or we all fall short of perfection. None of us are gonna be able to.
And look, God still love the church,
man. And listen, like my grandmama said,
we all failed it.
Like God don't like ugly. Ain't too fond of pretty. Ain't too fond of pretty. Literally, like that's literally what it's telling us. Like, man, be prepared because none of this is gonna be perfect. You're gonna have to go through it. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fall. At times you're even gonna look bad. You're gonna look bad and you're gonna feel bad.
Yeah.
And all it's literally saying is get back up, do it again, and if it's for you, keep pressing forward.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I took that.
What's so like we've all seen failure in different spaces in our life and have received them in different spaces of our life. In today's, where you are, at whatever age you are, what does failure look like in today's life? I had to slide it in there. But what does it look like today?
What does failure look like today? I think failure to me, for me, looks like not even trying, just not getting out of bed. I think me getting out of bed with purpose, like today, is going to be a good day on purpose. That's a win. You know what I'm saying? I think like having a day where you just like, man, I just can't do this. Like, I don't feel like, not to say no days off because we all need rest.
Right.
But even my rest in my home
is intentional.
It's intentional. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm resting, I say, all right, I'm going to go get my feet done. Or I'm gonna go to the gym.
Normalize pedicures. I like it, man. Normalize that thing.
Hey, man, take care of what take care of you.
Ooh.
take care of what take care of you. Take care of who takes care of you. Like my feet pay for me to go to school, so I take care of my feet. If your hands did it for you, you should take care of your hands.
Yeah, I ain't getting no manicure. But.
Like if your body done did it for you, get your body worked on. You know what I'm saying? Like get your massages, go to see your chiropractor.
Yeah, make
things
sure you
of that
elaborate on get your body worked on.
Like definitely talking about getting chiropractic work done, things of that nature. But you take care of what, like you go get your oil change
for sure, because you need the car.
Because it take care of you, right?
Yeah.
You like your parents took care of you. You take care of your parents. Any chance? I know as a child myself of who I feel like was some of the best parents out here. Whenever I could show them in any way that I thank you, I do it. You know what I'm saying? So you take care of what and who takes care of you.
Hey, when your spouse take care of you,
take care of your spouse.
And you know what I mean. Brandon out here. So I had to give him something.
You had to give him a little nasty time, man. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. But so just making sure that like just trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like deciding to get up and try is anything like outside of failure for me right now. You? What about you? You tell me what failure looks like to Wallace. Because I know you got some high expectations and shit.
Man, I told you it's like my best friend. So I get excited when I know I'm probably about to fail. At work, I honestly have this concept of fuck it. I don't know if what I'm about to send in an email, what I'm about to say on the phone, how my meeting about to go, how my schedule is built. I don't know. I think I did it right. Fuck it.
I think I did it right.
But guess what? Every time I press send or whatever I produce, I learn from if I did it right or not.
I was just about to say, worst case scenario, you get an email back telling you how you should have done it.
I didn't got phone calls back like I didn't appreciate this. And I'm like, okay, I learned now. I learned how my tone was. I learned how to organize the schedule and where it shows the 2-week look ahead and look behind.
And like, don't put 3 exclamation points on some shit that you said.
Look, I had a little stand. I don't know why I did it. I was writing in all caps.
Oh, you was yelling at everybody.
Exactly. So, like, just me, I feel like every day I just look for, I'm about to fail. I'm about to learn. Like I'm about to go to work tomorrow morning and sit down and work on this pay app for this school district that I've never done before. And I'm about to fuck it up. But guess what I'm going to do after I fuck it up? I'm going to learn how it's supposed to be done.
Or you can just ask ahead of time. But whatever works for you, my nigga, just whatever works.
It sticks a little harder.
You know, whatever the fuck works, you can just ask ahead.
It starts a conversation starter.
You can actually shoot an email tonight and say, hey, does anybody know how to do this? But no, we just gonna motherfucking fail. Fall flat on my face.
Fall forward, man. Fail forward.
There you go. That's a lesson right there. You can show this one to your kids. He said,
press it, send it.
Fall forward. There you go.
Fail forward.
Fail forward. There you go. That's strong, man. Fail forward.
Nah, I fail a lot, man. I fail with my wife a lot because I still am me, and I feel like me deserves a lot of me time, honestly. And when I do that, I neglect her needs. So I'm failing in our relationship and our connection. So I need to be a little bit more selfless to get those wins in our relationship. But I gotta push me. What do they say in the Bible? You gotta die to yourself or die to your flesh. Something along those lines. But I gotta do that to get the wins. And look, every time I go out and choose me and fail, I get the reminder that you failed when I get to the crib.
I think the win in that is recognizing that. I think the win in it is definitely recognizing it and knowing that it's there and that you need to work on it, and then going forward with working on it.
That's the part. Working on it. I'm working on it. Here to tell our truth.
Appreciate that transparency, my boy.
Yeah, man.
What do you think? What do you think has been? I ain't saying your greatest failure, but if you give me one of your top three.
One of my top 3 failures. It was not. I'm gonna say one of the top 3 was getting cut by a Toronto Argonauts in 2016. That was at the end of a great college career, getting cut by the Detroit Lions, having a somewhat almost decent career in the CFL, and then everything that I felt like I loved in life. Like that was my first love. It was taken away. It was like, we don't want you no more. Ain't like you can come here. No, we gotta open the door for you. So that door was closed, shut, locked. And I always talk about going down to this lake and looking down in the mirror and really not knowing who I was.
Yeah, I remember
beyond beyond the football player that I had become. But that made me and sent me down a road of trying to figure out who this person was. And in doing that, I started to see all that I had become outside of running routes and catching balls. And in that person, once I realized the foundation of him, I was able to use that foundation to start laying my bricks to become my man popping up all day, but laying my bricks to become, it wasn't even like a position I wanted to be. It was a person I was trying to be. And that's still my goal right now, is a person I'm trying to develop, not necessarily a position, a spot, a place in what society says. I'm trying to develop who this person is, the person that I say I want to be, built off of what I did become through my journey and through my failure.
That's dope, brother.
Appreciate it.
You laid your bricks. I think we find out more about ourselves through failure than through winning.
Definitely.
Because, like, you got to look in yourself, bro. You got to look at yourself and be like, man, is this shit even for me?
Yeah.
You start having some conversation with yourself. You start talking to God. You start talking to your mama more. You like, hey, shoot your prayer up for your boy. So I know you got that special. Jesus on your main line. He on your main line. Shoot a prayer up for your boy. But like, we learn a lot about ourselves, man, through failure. When you win, you feel like you did it.
Yeah.
When you fail, you start looking for help. Sometimes you can realize who on your team. You can figure out if this is for you. Is this my path? Is this my purpose? Should I be molding bricks along this?
Why, God?
Like, hey, you find out all kinds of things about yourself through your failures. I think winning is easy. Yeah. Losing is where you got to dig deep.
Yeah.
One way or another, you're gonna dig deep.
Look, it's like the world telling you ugly. I know it.
Fuck the world, nigga.
But look, it's so tough to still get back up every day and step out into the world when that's what you're feeling. And when you fail, that's what you're feeling like. I'm ugly to the world. They don't want me. But when you're able to show yourself that I can get up and feel the joy inside of myself, I can get up and intentionally decide I'm going to have a good day through the world looking at you at whatever lens they looking at. That shit is strength to me that you can carry for every day of your life, into every day of your life. That's some dope ass strength. So yeah, failure, it fucking sucks, but it's fucking amazing.
It's the double-edged sword. We had a bunch of topics where we were gonna be like the double-edged sword of praise and
Yeah.
and failure can fall right on that double-edged sword where you can go one way or another after
Yep.
you experience it. With pride, one way or another.
Yep.
With praise,
one way or the other.
so I think failure is, I think it's inevitable, but also one of those things that can help mold you into either somebody that's dope or
Or it can break you.
it'll break you, and it'll point out weaknesses about you, especially in your character, in my opinion.
And see, it's all about and that's why you got to develop your mindset, because I could point out a weakness to this person, and I could point out the same weakness to that person. But how you receive it and flip it around, it could be the thing that you develop that actually takes you to the level that you were intending to be.
Listen, think about how many people blame their failures on somebody else.
Man.
So it can point.
Look, that's childish.
It's gonna hotspot them. It's gonna hotspot them character traits that's shitty.
Yeah.
About yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you be like I remember the coaches used to be like, you point 3 fingers back at yourself when you know what I'm saying? When you pointing at somebody else and telling them what they did. Like, that's how failure had you.
Man, that sound like my mama. Cause when I was a kid, I'd be like, but he doing that, but they doing that, and she'd be like, we don't worry about them.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna have to live with you the rest of your life.
That's it.
And so you need to take care of the things, your flaws, the thing that you work that you aren't doing well. You need to handle it. Don't worry about them. They got a mama. I'm worried about you.
They got a mama.
Okay.
They do got a mama.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be. Listen, he does not be caring about what your mama be talking about
at all.
Especially when you trying to go do some shit.
I'll try to tell them what my mama said. It's like, shut your old lame ass up.
Who you went and told your mama?
Yeah. That's what I'm supposed to do. Eat that shit.
Listen, man. Failure, like you said, is that lingering, the person that was lingering, that was there all the time. You didn't even know that you needed to know them. But now that you met them, you realize, man, this shit, you all right. You ain't as bad as everybody said you was.
Man, now that I put that little metaphor in the air, I just think about my friend that I was talking about. He is that guy. He tell me what the fuck wrong with me all the time. He tell me I suck. He tell me he's always been that guy, but it's always been from a supportive heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
He still point the shit out. I was like, God damn.
I mean, sometimes you need to hear it.
I know he know that too.
And he probably said that shit all the time. Like, nigga, you need to hear this. But you was terrible today.
Yeah.
My mom was like that.
Yeah.
My mom was never. She never held back with me. She never held back. I remember, like,
that's some strong foresight.
I literally remember wanting to be that guy, right? And my mom was like,
"What is that guy?"
Like that. I just wanted to be that guy. Like, I wanted to be the dude. Like, I wanted to.
You wanted to be him.
Yeah, I wanted to be him. And my mom was like, "No."
Yeah.
No. I know you. That ain't you.
That ain't you.
Yeah. No.
So come on, boo boo.
But and the crazy thing was, it wasn't like I was trash at any of the things I tried. But my mom was like, either you're gonna be great or it's not yours. And that was literally how she gave it to me. Either you're gonna be great and we'll see it,
yeah, or
it's not yours. And that was tough. That because I felt like I was good at a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So just give me a moment to be great. And she did. And if it didn't show up soon enough, it was like, let's go try math.
Look, yeah. And that takes me back to, like, why it's so important to get your kids into so many things. They might think they want to do something, but it's a parent's job to kind of guide the child in a path to help them grow the best they can. You find something your child can be great in because they're going to be inclined to do it. And that goes back to the point I was making. Is like, if they're inclined to do it and it makes them feel good, they're going to push through failure. And if they can learn that lesson, the earlier they can learn it, the better off they'll be in life. Because of course you're going to transition in spaces that's not necessarily makes you feel as exuberant as you did as a child.
Warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. But if I make this decision, I know if I'm going down this path, smack against this wall, I know failure is going to help me get through because I've seen it as a child growing up in the things that I want to do. It's the same thing, same lesson, just changing path, changing direction.
Honestly, transparent moment, bro. It's times when we post these,
Yeah.
and when I go back and check the views, and I be like, fail. Fail. Total fucking failure.
Yeah.
But I can't let that stop me because as one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for every one that I see as a fail, can I compare it to one that I felt like was great? Right? And am I growing from it? Are we getting better?
Yeah.
Or are we falling back? So I feel like you can go through your life and point out the fails, like the little ones, right? It's like, just like we talk about base hits, you're going to strike the fuck out sometimes.
Yep.
You're going to strike the fuck out.
Bro, that's something else I wanted to say. Like, the best baseball player in fucking history probably has a 30% batting average. Michael Jordan had a 47% shooting percentage, and that includes all of his dunks.
Mm-hmm.
The best of the best fail more than they succeed.
Yeah. You're gonna miss more than you make.
Just keep shooting.
Keep shooting.
Keep
swinging. keep all of that shit.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest part. Like it's gotta be so deep in you that you don't even need nobody else to tell you that though. That's the thing. You just have to get to a point with yourself that you're okay with failing and continuing to do it.
Yeah.
So man,
that's why you got to ingrain the best way in my mind is to ingrain it in childhood. But if you didn't get it as a child, focus on it and realize when you feel like you're failing, and then realize what you can learn from that moment.
There it is. That was the dime that needed to be dropped. That was the last one right there. That was the That was the one.
It's been a good one, man. Just like Byron said. I said, just like you said, this was a good one.
This was a good one because it could go in a bunch of different directions.
Yeah.
Like we only gave y'all a couple. Like realistically, like if you had a conversation with your friends, like they'll tell you something completely different. You'll hear a whole. If we shot this shit again tomorrow, it'll probably be a whole different conversation.
Yeah, because I got a laundry list. You know how I put out on Brandon.
Yeah, like
it rolls.
He got pages. That's why I was like, I'm waiting on him to just break this shit up and hit me with some whole different shit. He probably gonna insert this in some other episode, honestly. But like it's one of those things, man. Like depending on the day, you'll see it different. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna see failure as something completely different. I think I see it the same way every single day. As long as I'm failing, that means one, I'm still here to try, and that means that I'm getting closer to something bigger.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it, man.
I completely agree. I feel like I'm being molded, sculpted, whatever, formed by the world, by failure, and I'm cool with it because it's gonna create the best statue monument of my legacy that I can't even imagine.
Hey man, continue to swing, continue to build your little bricks. You don't got to swing for the fences. Sometimes it's swinging, like you said, base hits.
Man, bunt that motherfucker sometime.
Because guess what? Niggas who swing for the fences hit long outs a lot of the time.
A lot of
times, bro. Like, you going to hit your home runs. When you see the perfect one, take that. But until then, man, take your base hits.
Yeah.
Get your doubles. Get your triples.
Make it last, man.
That's it. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all coming out again. Thanks for rocking with us, man.
Thank you.
Continue to tell your friends, to tell your friends, to tell your friends.
About your friends.
And come be friends with us. So subscribe, share, comment, hit the like button, and hit that bell. Man, still go to www.droppingdymes.com. Get your t-shirts, man. We still doing that. I literally just got something printed up. Rock with us, man. We still doing this. We appreciate you guys so much, though. Y'all one of the reasons. I ain't gonna say the only reason. Y'all one of the reasons we still doing this. But I think Wallace just like talking. But I
really don't. My dad told you, right? I really don't.
We like sharing, man. And one of the things we said, we just want to help people continue to grow. Yeah. So know that you ain't the only one feeling. Shit happens.
And if you only give us 30 views, I used to feel the same way. But we do this for us. We do this for y'all. If you chime in, enjoy it, great. we still gonna be here.
Give us your thoughts on failure.
Yeah.
And utilizing failure. All right?
Help us get 200 views. I'm like, for real.
There you go. We appreciate y'all, man.
All love.
Man.
Cool.
I feel like that was a good one for real.
This how I'm feeling inside. Every line that I write.